Hey, third grade art friends, it's Mrs. Herbay. Welcome to another week of art. This week we are going to take our heart that we carved into the metal, and we're going to be attaching it to a background piece of paper, and then we're going to be actually continuing to draw out our patterns onto the background paper. So if you want to grab your metal heart, if you want to grab the background piece of paper that I sent home to you, and you're going to either need liquid glue, liquid Elmer's glue, or any other liquid glue, or if your mom or dad has a glue stick or a glue gun and glue sticks and they're willing to help you, that is also another option for attaching this to the paper. Okay, we're also going to need a pair of scissors because for the first step we're going to end up cutting this out of the metal. So if you want to go ahead and gather your stuff and we'll get started. All right guys, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out our heart from the metal, and so what you're going to do is, and you'll notice this isn't the heart that I used as an example with you guys last week. I had a funny technical difficulty happen. I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So when I stopped I didn't have a video. So anyway, so what I wanted to show you guys was how you cut into here. Is if you cut around to there, and then it's kind of hard to turn your scissors around. So what you can do is you can come at it from this angle. So if you come in like that and then just gently cut into that curve, you'll be able to pull that piece of metal out, okay? And then you'll be able to, you can also kind of come this way to get around that curve a little bit. And then you can go back to your regular way of cutting. Okay. Make sure you throw away your scraps of metal because this metal is a little bit sharp and you don't want any siblings or pets to get hurt by it. So go ahead and throw this in the trash. Get your background paper and I'll show you how to attach this to your heart. Alright guys, I explained to you that I had a little trouble with my video, so that's why my paper looks funny, because that's where I was gluing on the heart, but I realized it wasn't recording, so I peeled it off. So what you're going to do is, if you have glue and you're going to use glue to attach your heart to your paper, what you want to do is, I already have some glue on here from before when I thought I was videoing, but I wasn't. You're going to just put the glue around the edge, but you don't want it too close to the edge because you don't want it squishing out. And then you're just going to kind of fill this. You don't need to like totally cake it on, but you want to kind of just cover the inside part with glue too. Then what you're going to do is we're going to line it up, kind of trying to center it in the middle of our paper, and then we're just going to press it down. Okay. And if you have hot glue, you would do it the same exact way, but have a parent help you because the hot glue is hot. And what happens is the hot glue makes the metal, it makes the metal hot, which is kind of, and then your fingers are like, whoa. Okay, so I'm just holding this for maybe 20 seconds, and it might want to pop up. It will probably take 24 hours for it to dry completely if you use the Elmer's glue. So you might just want to let it hang out for a little bit before you start working on it. Or if you want to continue to work on it after you glue it down, that's fine. Just know that it's not going to be permanently like stuck to the paper till after the glue dries. Okay. So we're going to use our other drawing as a reference, but one thing I want to point out is that now our design is backwards. So what was up here is now not there, but it's over in this corner. And so, and vice versa, what's here is now not over here, but it's over here. Okay. So what we want to do is those dividing lines that we used to initially divide up our heart, we're going to use them and extend them out onto our piece of paper. So what that means is, if you look here, there's a horizontal line going across the bottom of this heart. And I can see that line is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend that out and pretend like it's continuing now out onto the paper. And then the other line is over here, and same thing, I'm going to extend it out. So this whole section right here is going to be this sort of basket weave pattern that I created here, okay? Now, what's weird about my heart is there's this diagonal line that comes down here. So if I extend it out, if I extend it down, it's not going to be very far. So this pattern here, that's here, is only going to have like one little bit of its pattern extending out onto my paper, okay? Then what we're going to do is I'm going to rotate, oops, my paper is stuck to the, and it's kind of moving around. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my paper, and now I'm going to look and see, oh, okay, there's a line here that is extending out where this pattern was. So I'm going to draw that. And then there's another one right here. And so I'm going to draw that. Okay. And so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tiny little, I think you can see it here. I'll rotate it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections that my paper is now divided into. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the patterns that I drew, and I'm going to continue drawing them in the space that is on my paper. So for example, this pattern here is where I'm doing wavy lines with every other one having a circle on it. So if I ended here, I see, oh, there's a wavy line with circles and then a wavy line. So then I'm going to draw another wavy line here, but I can probably only fit one circle. And then there's another wavy line, and then there's probably a wavy line, but that's it. That's all I can fit from this pattern into this little space, okay? The story is a little bit different when I think about the bottom here, because I have all this space. So you might say, well, how do I transfer this pattern into this space? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see, okay, I created a grid. So I'm going to extend the lines from that grid down into my paper. So for example, I'm just looking to see, oh, this is where all of my vertical lines were. There's one here, and then this one comes down here, and then there isn't anymore. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretend like the pattern is continuing. So I'm going to draw my lines down like that, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find on the other side where the diagonal, or where the, excuse me, where the vertical lines are. So then here's down here, down there, down there, down there, and then I'll just again continue it out to the edge. I'm going to try to keep these lines straight and relatively evenly spaced. We're not robots, so we can't do it exactly, but and I might fix over here. I might make this one a little bit bigger here. And then that last one is just going to be going off the edge. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see where are my horizontal lines. Oopsie. My doggy's barking. And then I'm going to go across there. There's another horizontal line. Horizontal line. Horizontal line on that side. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, hopefully my paper's not stuck because my paper has glue on the back. No. So I'm going to turn my paper this way, and I'm going to pick up where my horizontal lines. See how my heart's kind of moving around because the glue isn't quite dry. So I'm going to okay. And then what I'll do is I'll keep continuing. So I'm making this fairly large grid. And then I have room for one more. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see. Here, this Herbay's going to sort of make sure that's where it should be. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is then I'm just going to look at my pattern. So I see that I did 3 lines vertically, 2 lines horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal. So then what I'll do is I'll do 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, and I can only fit one right there. Okay, and then I'm going to look over here, and it looks like I ended with 2 horizontal right here on the edge, because I can see that from here. And then I'll do 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal. Okay, so I've done, and now what I'm going to do is then I'm going to come down and see, oh yeah, so here's where the other one, so now I'm going to do where it was vertical and then it was going to horizontal right here. Actually, this one started horizontal, so now this one should be vertical, 2 vertical, horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal. So this should have been 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Then 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal. And then what I'm going to do is then I'm just going to keep going with the pattern. Okay, and then once I and I'll keep filling this one in. Okay, then on this pattern it looks like I did wavy lines that were going this way. So then what I'm going to do is, it probably would be easier if I turned my paper. So I'm going to turn my paper this way. And I'm going to look and see, oh, where did I draw, where were my wavy lines? So here's one here coming out. So I'll keep drawing it up that way. And then here's where it, and then this one is a little bit close to the bottom. Like that. Then the next one is coming along here. And then it's coming out here. And then the last one is up here. And it's coming out here. Okay. Now if I'm continuing it, that means it's like wavy, space, wavy, space, wavy. So then what I'll do is I'll continue with wavy, and then another one close to it. Then leave myself some space. Wavy. Leave myself some space. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I can turn my paper. I'm going to turn it back around. And then I can look and see this pattern. Oh, there are circles inside of these. So I'd go ahead and fill in the circles, and then, oh, there's wavy lines that kind of go like this in the space in between. Okay, and then I would continue to fill that in this space. Okay, guys, so I took a minute and I filled in this pattern here, and now I need to fill in these last two patterns, and I have this wee little bit of this one here. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'll look and see. I'm going to turn my paper. So this pattern is the stars, or sort of, they look like suns, sort of. So to draw that pattern, I was drawing circles of different sizes. So I would go ahead and draw my circles. Okay, and then I did a shape within the shape. So that's really small, so I'm actually going to do one around that one. Okay, and then after that I see, oh, I did the sort of curved wavy line around. So then I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oops. And then you guys get the idea. I will continue to put these here. And then for my last pattern, I'm going to position the paper so that I can see these lines are coming down this way. So it looks like there's a curve, and then it's curving out like that. And then this one is, it's kind of curving in. It's kind of going whoop, and then it would come out and out, and out, and then same thing I'll do out, 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 and then this last one is out. And then you're going to say to yourself, hey, well, there's nothing else here. Well, then what I would do is I would just start a new row. Drew that one a little crooked, so I'm gonna fix that. So it's more there, 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 and then I have room for like a small part of another one. Okay, and then I notice, okay, then there's a line around this one. Then I have circles inside. Circle, 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 and circle. And then in the space in between, I chose to draw, depending on which way the paper is, either horizontal or vertical lines. In this case, I'm drawing them horizontally. And they'll just kind of line up with right here. And I'll do my last. These will get filled in, but I don't necessarily have to color them in right now. And then I'll finish those edges. And there you have it. We have successfully transferred our patterns onto our background. So that is your task for this week. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I will look forward to seeing you guys on Friday. So I can't wait to see how your patterns look on your paper. Have a great week.